Alright, let's go. Yo, what's up, man? This your boy D, and we chilling on the porch once again, y'all. Like we always do, uptown, third wall. Y'all know how we do every Saturday. And this Saturday, we have a special guest. We have the chef, the big time chef. I'm talking about, look, y'all, she was on CBS this morning.
Oh, yeah.
CBS this morning, promoting the new book. Y'all got that? Y'all got that? On CBS this morning. Man, look, y'all just saw on the Food Network. She been on
The Hallmark channel.
The Hallmark channel. Man, look, she out here doing big things. Big things. And she came sit on the porch with me. Lord have mercy. I feel oh my God, I just feel like now. But anyway, man, I just want to thank my girl, Toya.
Go ahead.
Boudy.
Yeah, you said it right.
You said it right.
Thank you.
Thank my girl.
It gets slaughtered all the time, man. I'm glad you got it right. I appreciate you.
Thank my girl for coming sit on the porch with us today, man. We about to just get into everything dealing with my girl T, my girl Toya, and just see how cooking, what kind of meals she prepared. The meals, man, can I see some of the meals you put on that you did? And I've been looking through.
Oh my God!
I've been looking through this thing. Like, you sent me a copy of it, and I was like, you know, the
I try to touch on all the class. This is the one that really plays off the front cover, and this is the fried chicken and watermelon jam sandwich. Now that's, out of all the recipes, that's the one that I want people to grab hold to, because it's watermelon jam.
All right. Wait, so you made the jam yourself? So
and
look,
the recipe's in the book.
All right, so look.
He said,
So look, all right. So we already there. Let's just do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. So all the food you make is Southern food. Southern food. It comes from, so where it come from? Where, I know we in the South. We you know, we in New Orleans. Is it just New Orleans, or you try to grab from all over the South?
Well, I grab from a few places and just elevate it, but for the most part, it's from New Orleans. Now, some stuff obviously isn't from here, like stuff like the eggplant parmesan. I cooked food from my journey. Like, eggplant parmesan was like the first meal that I made, and my daddy did that step back to where he said, damn. That was the first thing. Now, they all knew that I could cook, but to have something like that, and he was like, you know, I was just a kid, and I was cooking all this stuff, so I cooked stuff that came along from my journey. But majority of the stuff in the book, of course, like, this is my second cookbook, but this is my first, like, big publishing company cookbook. I had to do majority New Orleans. I had to have New Orleans through the whole thing, because if they're gonna let me in the door, I gotta open the door for everybody else to come with me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I did it.
Let's say it like it is. You gotta show out. You know what I'm saying? Man, so all right, we uptown, right? So we uptown in the old Magnolia, right? So
my dad is from the Magnolia too. I can't wait to tell him this morning. That's where I'm at.
Look, he already he gonna already know when he see the building. He gonna probably say, "Man, that's the rental office. Like, this used to be the old rental office up here." You know what I'm saying? When they paid the rent. So here's the thing. You know, in the project, all they did. I'm from Josephine, but I used to be in the project a lot. You know, going to school, Foshie and stuff like that. So all they did was sit on the porch and play cards and eat watermelon and eat chicken. So did that come from, like, just the hood thing? Like, this all we do is eat watermelon and eat chicken?
Watermelon actually comes from Africa.
Okay.
And that's how I got on to having it on the cover, because I teach these Black history classes through food on reconstruction.us, right? And it's all unapologetically Black education. Period. Sweet. And at the end of one of my classes, I said, to make things kind of fun, since it's from kids ages to almost adult, like 18, at the end I did a little jingle. Fun fact, bet you didn't know this was African. Yeah. And one of the it was corny, but I'm teaching kids.
No. Look. Yeah. I thought it was dope, but I'm talking about, you know, I got a teenager standing back there that probably oh Lord, she's just a corny mama. You know what I'm saying?
but honestly, we get really good numbers from the class, and the kids cook food from scratch.
Right.
So my thing was to take everything. When you look at the watermelon, you know, them calling it nigger candy and all kind of stuff like that, and you know, even down to the devices that they built and put around slaves' faces,
right,
to stop them from eating watermelon in the field, which was probably painful for them when I think back, because that's the one thing that came from their land, the watermelon. You know, so the watermelon grows up into 85% sand. So it takes away, once you hear all of that good stuff, it takes away that narrative of nigger candy, or I don't want to be seen eating this wherever, you know, all of that. I believe in flipping the narrative. I do that with my entire life, though. Even when I look back on my memories of being a teenage mother, it's affectionately how I look back at it, because I look back and think, now I got out of that and I turned out pretty okay. So I need to look back and see what was really good about that trauma.
Right.
So that's what I did with watermelon.
Wow, you know what? That's, man, you mentioned that. You look back and you saw the trauma you went through as a teenager, right?
Yeah.
And the deal is, because you know, with everything we got going on in the city, right? From the carjackings to the to the murders, to just being named the murder capital, right?
Right.
For you to see, as a lady, as a black woman, to say, hey, I look back at my trauma that I went through as a kid, and I had to change it. I had to fix it. I had to change the narrative and do something creative with my life to make it better.
Yeah.
Because when you look at what's going on, a lot of these kids, parents and everybody, you know it's some generational trauma that's there. In your words, how can we give something to the kids, to the parents, to the single parents, to these teenagers, just something to know, hey, look, this is how you can, it's not a lot, but this is what you can do to try to cope with some of that generational hurt, with some of that trauma that you done went through as a kid, as a teen, as a baby, or whatever the case may be.
Heal. Getting on your own healing journey. With a lot of people, because I grew up in, what you probably grew up in too, because I'm sure we're around the same age, but is the do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
That's the thing that's twisted. So if you want to make a difference, you have to heal. There's this thing that I saw with my oldest daughter, Heaven, and she's turning 24. And one day, I was hungover on my mama's couch, and I woke up and I saw some shoes in the floor, and I said, Mom, who had these shoes in the floor? She said, Heaven was walking in your shoes yesterday. That, when I tell you I was sober like that, no headache, no nothing, it just,
like,
she's walking what? Because see, at that point, I thought that I didn't care about my life, and it was just me not caring about me, but I was not caring about her at the same time.
And that hit you like, hey, she gonna be walking in my shoes, literally.
Get your shit together.
Right.
Wake up. Literally, like what happened, I had to wake up.
Right.
Did you hear what she said? Walking in your shoes? That's just like when I used to walk in a poetry scene, because that's where I started. And you know how some people, they get cocky or egoic when it comes down to somebody copying what they do or what they wearing, right? I saw somebody, I shaved my head a certain way, and I just had like the front part of my hair down in the front, and somebody else did it right after. And when I saw her, I thought, oh my God, why would she follow me? I'm not going nowhere, girl. You follow the wrong person. You know, but I started catching on that people were following. The same thing happens with our kids, you know, and we think that that's the long route. And when I tell this to people and I see in their face, they get discouraged, and I think it's not the long route. Because while you're repairing on you, you're doing like a robotic, almost not robotic, but like a, you know how robotic surgery is, the doctor's doing this and the stuff is over there. It's like that same way, but spiritually. That's what's happening to your kids when you work on your own healing.
Right.
Because you're trying to get it into them right now, and it's like you can't get it into them fully, because you don't know it yet.
Right.
That's what makes what I say convincing, because I fucking know it.
Right.
So when you get into that lane of healing and saying, I'm gonna start where I am and do what I can do, that's simple.
So look, where did your spiritual journey start at? Like just from the time when you saw your you woke up, you saw your daughter, your mom said your daughter had your shoes on. So spiritually, what did that strike for you to where you was like, you know what, this the journey I'm gonna go on. This is how I'm gonna go about doing this. Whether it was a cleansing, whether it was whether it was just being about, whether it was reading, whatever, you know, what did that look like?
Well, if you're talking about where it started,
what it looked like, everything.
You know, I didn't grow up in church. So when I got pregnant, my sister got saved. So around that time, the only place I could go was by her or to church with her if she took me. So I started going with her, and that's how I got my first introduction to a form of relationship with God. And then I took a long gap from that walk because I started feeling like, I don't know if this is my choice or if this was just the choice that I had to make, being that I was 16 and 4, and you know, the only place I could go was that.
Right.
So when that thing happened, I was still on that like almost break in a sense. And I went to a service, and after the service, I pulled over. I was still living in Baton Rouge because I had moved from, you know, after Katrina, the Houston thing, and then, you know, everybody started merging their way back, and I took a step to Baton Rouge first. And I was sitting there, and after church, I was just pulled over, and I just started hearing words. And all of these words was coming out of me, and I looked at it, and I said, this is more than what I think, so I'm going to protect this. And that's how I got into doing the poetry thing and stuff like that. And when moments like that happen, it made me realize that there's really a force communicating with me, because what I'm saying, I would even use words I never heard of. And when I say never heard of, I went to summer school I got put out of preschool. I went from summer school from like 6th to 12th grade. I was not like a scholar, never hit an honor rolls list. My mama said I did doing fine grades, which meant D for doing, F for fine.
You're doing all right, baby. Don't worry about it.
Look,
right, baby.
Did you get a D at least?
Yeah. Did you get something that we could say?
Something we can work with.
Yeah. Once we figure out where you at, we could go from there.
Yeah, so that's what you know, I started gaining. Once I noticed all those, I said, man, I didn't even know what that word meant. I didn't know what this meant, that meant. So I was doing things literature-wise that I was not trained to do. So that made me know that, oh, God is surging through this. So it was beyond religion, beyond that. So I began to be comfortable with that voice inside of me, knowing that voice seemed to know more than I knew. So that was it was so interesting. Like, man, I didn't even know that word. You don't understand. But I'm telling you.
Oh, and you know what's crazy though? When you look it up and you see you used it the right way, it's like, wait a minute.
I'm telling you.
It kind of scares the hell out you a little bit. Like,
but we're taught by society that we have to have a filtering.
Right.
Like someone, in order for God to reach us, it has to be filtered to us. We're not taught that open access. It only makes sense.
Right.
Why would you not give open access to your daughter to you? It doesn't, when you compare, like that's how you can sift out things, you know, like you sifting to make the powder fine. That's how you can sift out what's truth and what's not. Just look at it almost in a sugar or shit fashion. Like, wait a minute, would I do that for my child? One time I asked one of my sons, I said he felt bad about something he did, and I said, wait, would you do this? Like, would you disown your son if your son did something, shot somebody? No. Would you disown him? I just started naming things in society. Would you disown him if he decided that he wanted to date another male and he did this? No. His face was disgust, because he was like, why would a father disown this? That's how you can mark everything. And I stopped him and I said, after I listened to him a whole bunch of things, I said, now do you think that you will be a better father than God? And he paused. So all the stuff you think that God will be mad at,
he not.
No.
Because you know, a lot of people, a lot of people don't understand, and I realized this a couple years ago. The main thing with God is love.
Is it love?
That's love. As long, cause he look at it like this here, and I could be wrong, but this is my interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
He look at it like this here. As long, if you love me as dearly as you say you do, you're gonna follow everything I say to do anyway. And I'm gonna show you that love in return by giving you and making sure you good with everything in your life.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong. I don't know. That's my interpretation.
Yeah, no. I don't believe that song. I believe it goes by love, and then when you think about it, hold up. What is all love? People think love is just candy hearts and hugs. Mm-hmm. No, love is sit your ass down and stop.
Yeah.
Correction.
Yeah.
Correction. Consequences. That's still love. If I love my children, if they do something, I have to. My husband and I have a thing where it's like the consequence gotta match what it is. Mm-hmm. It's gotta sting them enough for them to know that. See, this walk, you're immersed in so much love as a child with your parents' home that you don't even realize that the world hates you. The world hates you. So you gotta move better than that. So the consequences gotta match, but that consequence is love. It's love.
Look. You you know what? I can love you and still chastise you. That don't mean I don't love you no less.
When you don't, that's when you're not showing love. And to prove that, I used to always be like, why are all these girls? Because all these girls, when I was young, I'm always punished. I'm always in trouble. Why y'all trying to run by Miss Emily house? Y'all know she don't even like you to talk back. She don't like, you could do everything everywhere else. But why you won't come to Miss Emily house? You know why? They were getting chastised and they felt love there. Right. They all felt love because my mom would be like, don't play with me.
Right.
They know. They know it's love.
Is this the office?
No, sir. No, sir. This is the community center.
Okay, so somebody inside we can talk to?
No, I'm running the community center right now. The office is around the corner.
Okay, but you're interviewing right now?
Yes.
When can we get with you?
As soon as I finish.
Okay, wait.
That's interesting. You say you're interviewing? Give me a few seconds. I want to interrupt you even more. Come on, let me talk to you. You're interviewing? It's okay. Fuck the lady on the porch. Let's go. When can I talk to you, sir?
That's why I love it. It's on the porch. Look. Look. This the whole purpose of the show. Man. On the porch. You see what I'm saying?
Just uncool. Just like, go ahead. But you're interviewing right now, though, right? Clearly, we see a mic.
But I'm saying, dude, that's the whole purpose of on the porch.
I love it.
Because we uptown.
Go ahead. Just cut the AC on, sir. You about to be there a while.
This is
that's why
authentic on the porch. I told y'all this is not scripted. Y'all thought I was playing. This is not scripted at all. This is on the porch. So anyway.
At least he didn't walk on camera.
Yeah, I know, huh?
Thank you.
Yeah, it would have been like,
sir.
Yeah. Man, if y'all see the face she just made right now, it's
people out of pocket.
So
what you was saying?
Look. Since we gonna kind of just start over again, and we gonna dive back into the book, the chicken and the watermelon chicken. So anyway, all right. Like you said, this is the second book. This is the second book. So is there anything in this second book that wasn't in the first book?
Oh, for sure. The first book was just something. I was like, after I got cut from Food Network Star, I was obviously going through a depressed state, and when I came out, I just told, my husband, who's my business partner as well, I said, look, I want to do a cookbook, just like 20 recipes, just knock it out. And he started thinking logistically, like project management wise, like, okay, we're going to start mapping this out. And I was like, no, I want to do it before the show airs. That's 3 months. He said, we're going to do a book in 3 months? And I said, yeah, I wanted to be interactive. I wanted to have videos. I wanted to have little things. All of that shit we did within 3 months.
This whole deal?
No, not this one. But this one was a short amount of time. When I tell you the amount of time that went into this one, you'll be blown away. They gave me like a year or two to do this book.
Yeah.
I did the food photos for this book within 10 days. So that's almost 80 recipes. It's really 70, but within one recipe, there's a bunch of other recipes, right? So it's about 80 recipes we did in 10 days from the hours of 10 to 3. I run a tight ass.
Man, y'all
rolling.
Y'all-
Gotta be done by carpool.
Wait.
Gotta be done by carpool.
Wait, time out. And I'm pretty sure.
I wrote all the stories.
No, I'm pretty sure writing the stories and putting the food in here, you had to cook it too.
I did it backwards. I actually did all of the recipes, cooked all of the recipes and all of the shots, which I didn't know that was unheard of, but it makes sense of my learning style. I kind of learned backwards in a way, you know, but she said, so one interviewer said, so wait, you mean to tell me that you did all of the food shots and everything before you wrote the recipes? Yeah. I got the food out of the way. That was the biggest chunk. And then after that, the writing the text all together, it took about maybe 3-4 months going back and forth if you collect all the time with people needing breaks and stuff with the publishing company and all of that. But the food shots, everything, it was between me and the food photographer styling everything. We did all of that. Like, and we were not playing. And when you read the stories, they all run in connection with the head notes. So it's all like, it's not just a cookbook, it's a cookbook memoir. It's basically, like I said, from the streets to the table, because I started off cooking at a corner store.
Okay.
I was 15. I had to.
It was here in New Orleans?
It was on the West Bank. And
Okay.
it was the beginning of Brothers. I saw Brothers from the ground up. It just doesn't get any sweeter when I think about it. I think, wait, it was called Super Saver. Brothers were called Super Savers at first. And they didn't switch until Brothers until so many of the brothers actually started coming here. Ain't that crazy?
So you used to cook in the corner. So you
15.
You was on what we around here what we call my meat. Be like, oh my meat, you know,
Yes, right. When I tell you, look, I didn't even realize how big that was. I just looked at it as like, my mama told me, when I told my mama, she said, you gotta go to summer school again? Well, you better get you a job.
Right.
And I got a job, and how I got the job, I didn't realize that until I wrote the book. It was so gangster. I made 2 plates of food and walked down the street to 2 different corner stores to see if they would eat my food and like it and they could hire me. But Super Saver, the owner tasted food, and then he called me and he said, I want to give you a job. Pay you cash, whatever. And I was like, all right.
Right, cool.
Paid for my summer school, but I was making po' boys, fried chicken, anything that was through there, kebab, sliced and hog head cheese, like anything. And then sometimes working the cash register. I was like, I was doing catering at 15 and didn't even realize it. I mean, the longest po' boys for game days, people would come there and get shrimp on bun, half dressed, half un.
You were probably in the hood, like.
I was just cooking. I didn't even think about that.
You was my meat. You was my meat, man. You know when we go in the store, yo, my meat. Look, let me get that on. Let me get that strip on French right quick. Make that hot sausage with some cheese.
I did not know. It wasn't until I was writing it as an adult, and I was like, who the fuck would have let me cook all that? Why they was letting me on them stuff? And then paid me under the table. Okay.
Oh, so you was strictly my.
I didn't even notice that.
No. This had to be somewhere in like the deep part of Algiers somewhere.
No. I mean, I'm telling you, it blew my mind thinking like, you know, as a parent, if your 15-year-old said, I'm about to go cook at a corner, so you be, girl, sit your ass down. First of all, you ain't going around them grown men every day. Keep your... Yeah.
15, and then you come tell me, yeah, he just gonna pay me cash. Wait, he'll hold up. Time out.
Don't it? I know. Don't it sound crazy? When we look back, that's just down to how we used to walk places when we were younger. You'd be like, girl, get in the car, not take it. Are you not walking that far?
Wait, time out. Anything you want to do to table? Hold up, time out.
That's something my husband would have said. My husband would have said, let me show up with my gun to make sure they know.
Time out. We about to fix this.
I didn't even realize how shady that sounded until you said it. And we about to pay you under the table.
And then look, we let you know we about to pay you under the table.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, look, we gonna go ahead.
I was just trying to get summer school paid.
Yeah.
In a few outfits for the skating ring or something. Paid on Sunday, broke on Monday. No lie. I mean, how you don't have $2 on Monday and you got paid Sunday?
Look, back at work, looking around like, man, I hope he come pay me this check this week. Once I finish today, he need to come slide me a couple of dollars.
Ain't that some stuff? That's crazy.
Man, I'm looking at these crab cakes right here, right?
See, look at the crab meat falling out. It just tell you something.
Look.
It tell you, I ain't playing.
Look,
I ain't playing.
You see that? I'm telling y'all, they got some stuff in this book. I'm gonna go try these crab cakes.
Oh, you gonna love them?
Now, let me ask you something. I do a little something, but you know how we cook. We don't know what we putting in there. We just put stuff in. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't measure. We don't do none of that. So I followed this to the T. To the T, and I know the first time it may not come out like this.
Oh no, it's gonna come out like that.
It's gonna come out like this.
If you look at my old YouTube videos, the reason why I got the numbers, I never went viral ever. But the reason why over the years I built a following is only because of my ability to teach. I have a teacher's gift.
Okay.
So I can break down what is complicated and make it base steps. You know, and it's the way you say things, is how you speak when you're writing that really either invites the person who's cooking or intimidates the person. But that all depends on where you're based, where you're based basically. Like some people who deal with elitism, whenever you read their stuff, you're gonna struggle. People who are more down to earth, when you read their stuff, they're gonna speak in a way, in a jargon that you can really understand. And that's what I try to do with recipes, and that's why a lot of people have a high success rate. Even my YouTube channel, I showed no personality. I just was bare bone, like giving them recipes.
Just cooking.
Just cooking.
Just cooking, you know what?
And showing people
this.
and not having that bully mentality, which a lot of our Southern cooks sometimes do. They don't want to. I remember when I first started doing gumbo, the gumbo recipe, and people were making comments like, you giving out too much for free. You ain't gonna never be able to do this because you giving out this for free. I gave out so much for free, and look where I'm at. Come on now. It's not gonna hurt me if you do well.
That's
it's not gonna hurt
thing.
me. There's enough food.
There's enough
people
for everybody.
I mean, think about how many people are in New Orleans. I can't feed all those people. I don't want to. I don't want. Oh, baby, that's what I don't want to do.
You're the first person to say that. You know what? You're the first person to say, you know what? I ain't trying to feed all these people. I'm going to give you this book where you can feed yourself.
And there's other people who, I'm friends with a lot of chefs. I'm friends with a few chefs, I'll say that I believe are amazing, and we respect each other game. So like one of my favorite chefs in the city, Tasha Butler, man, she'll tell me, I said, man, girl, all these people, you fed all these people, you fed all of New Orleans today, girl, I couldn't do that. And she said, I couldn't have my ass on TV either. People looking at me. We respect each other's lanes, and we appreciate and admire each other. Like, I love that girl. I even mentioned her in my cookbook.
Right?
Yeah, because like, man, I really get down with her. So there's lanes, and people don't respect that most times.
Right.
Everybody want to be the main one for everything. And if you look at the census of New Orleans, there's a lot of people. If you even calculate how much a plate, say a plate costs $19.99, you can't do over a certain amount of people and still have a daytime life or a nighttime life or any of that.
Right.
There's millions to be gotten by individual people and still have space for more in this city. People don't have that mentality though. Yeah. It's just, there's space. You know how many mouths they got to feed here?
Man.
That's why I don't mind giving that away. They got people from my YouTube channel who have stopped me in public and said, ma'am, I use your praline recipe and I sell them now. She was selling them at one of the festivals in the city around, I don't know if it was Gentilly or something. She was selling them and she said she sold out. And I was like, girl, good. But other people who I told that to, I thought they would be excited. And they were like, you see how much money she made off of you? What? I feel like that's what I'm supposed to. So what, she made money? That's the best part about it.
Because you can make pralines too and go sell them too. It ain't.
Yeah, I don't even want to.
But
I'm just saying.
I'm just
like,
saying, you can make a, man, they got Plyrines in every corner store around this city.
And still got space for somebody else to sell them. Still.
So, for me to get a game,
this is the problem. If people think that you have to do so many shady things in order to get up a ladder, the secret to my sauce is legit giving. Period.
Right.
I go by reaping and sowing in a lot of different ways in life, and I believe that even if you disconnect from the Bible, which I understand for a lot of people, or church, or any ways of like that, I understand that completely, because everybody has a different journey. Everybody has a different way they have to get to know that God-like entity, right? But when it comes down to it, it's like, if you notice, and this is how I explain it to my children, if you see it in the earth realm, and then you see it spiritually, and then you see it in multiple different ways in science and stuff like that, know that that's a universal law. You put a seed in the ground, something grows up.
Right. Definitely.
You plant a seed in a person, like I tell this young lady, man, I can see your light from a distance, and you will light up a room when you walk into it. That's a seed, right? Something's gonna come from that. She's gonna start to see herself differently when she sees her reflection. And if people would just honor that versus making it a competition, there's the worst thing, and I'm gonna say this, and it could sound whatever, but if you listen to the whole statement, you'll get it.
Go for it.
The worst thing you could ever do is compete with me. You wanna know why? I've been me for 40 years. I know how to be me. Why would I compete? Why would I compete? You the best Demetrius there is. Why would I even try to be Demetrius? It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. And people try to do that all the time. We got different thumbprints for a reason. There is no competition for no, that's an illusion. It's an illusion to get a cycle of hate keep going. There's no reason you should be mad at somebody else for shining. There's no reason. If anything, you should see somebody else shining and say, where's my light bulb? Where's my switch? Do I need to go to my circuit breaker and recharge some shit? Is that why my light not on? You should see someone and think, I can do that, because God is no respecter of person. The only thing that separates me from another person in a city is just my choices and how I choose. And I choose based on results, the results I want. That's why, look, I tell my husband this, and I say, I ain't got no choice. And he said, you do have a choice. I said, I don't have a choice, being that I want this type of result. So I need to make my passion and my want to line up with that result that I want, so I can have all of those, so I can go through it effortlessly.
Man,
you see what I'm saying? It's some shit. It's some real shit.
Yeah.
It really is. Ain't it some stuff to ponder upon? Like, people really think, and that's why I was so transparent with my stories and now talking about cooking my teenage pregnancy cravings. Also, my mama saw it, she said, ooh, you told all your damn business. That's what she said. She said, ooh, girl. You know, she said, you told all your business. But I'm telling you, when you hear my stories from being put out of preschool, from constantly failing in school, from all the abusive relationships, from all the stuff and whatever, it took me 14 years to finish a 2-year program. Like, what else can you, I want you to close your book and be ignited, like you combust and turn into a flame. And you think, man, if this girl can fight through all this, so what could I do?
So in other words, what you're saying, your healing and your spiritual journey is a continuing thing.
Oh yeah.
It never stops. It's continuing.
For sure.
It never stops.
No,
right?
no know-it-all strand added in. I always believe there's space to know more and learn more and be humble.
So
it don't stop.
I just want to get this straight, because you know.
Go ahead.
Because you know, a lot of our people in our culture believe once they heal, that's it. I'm done. I ain't got to do no more work.
Oh no.
You're saying your healing and your spiritual journey is a
for sure,
continuing process.
It has to be. It's.
Thank you.
Do you want to know why? But wait.
Thank you.
There's two sides of it. It has to be that way, because if you think about it, if I'm 40 years old, that means I've only been on a planet for 40 years. How long has the earth existed? How could it not be continuous? But then there's the other side. It doesn't have to be continuous for another person who believes that they're at a place where they just want to stop. And that's their right, and that's their free will.
I'm not saying that.
I'm saying that's what they really believe. So even my opinion of continuous growth stops at me and me teaching my children. Not me to somebody else. I mind my own my business. Because truth be told, there's a lot of weight with knowing what I know. It's heavy. The revelations that I get, you know, I got a line in a poem that says, some days my neck feels loose with lessons and I just want to leap. You know what I'm saying? Like the lessons are wrapped around my neck. I'm hearing revelations. It chases me in my dreams. 33 different angles I didn't know existed. I'm so outside of time, my days seem to be twisted. You see what I'm saying? Like that comes with a weight. And I respect when people don't want that weight. I get it. Because it's tiring. Like one thing my husband said, he said the problem is with people, he said when they get enamored with you online, and then they realize that it's not just online, that you this deep 24/7. He said, now that's something that's a lot.
Got it. You said, wow.
It's a lot.
Wow.
It's heavy. Truth is heavy.
Wow.
And you can't expect everybody to carry it because sometimes the truth, the truth that they know, the truth that they know directly conflicts with the trauma and pain they already have in existence. So it's not that they choosing not to know just because they feel like it. They're like, look, I already got a lot of trauma I haven't sifted through, and I've already made peace with myself that I'm okay with dying with this trauma, and I don't want no more. I can't take no more. And you got to have empathy for that.
Wow.
Because when I was young, I used to be mad at people for not wanting to know more. How dare you? How could you not want a better life or better relationship with us as family members or whatever? And it's really like they can't handle it. They would perish. Like somebody told me something, and it was the best shit I ever heard. Because I was talking about just my interactions with people, and I said, I don't know why this happens like this. It's frustrating. And he said, you know, light illuminates a room, but it also blinds. Some people get blinded. Some people get blinded. And you know what I said to myself? Toya, you don't want to be responsible for blinding somebody. So I started watching people and noticing, oh, they only want this much, they don't want this much. So I'm only give them this much. They don't want that much truth. I could tell by the way they flinch, by their spirit flinch. They want this much. And I respect it. That's some shit. It makes you look at people differently too. It makes you look at people a lot differently. Because you start having respect for it.
Toya, why you was late? Why you was late?
Because this morning, the CBS thing, my family.
I know.
You know, we got a little bit more time. We got a little bit more time. 10 minutes. Come on, let's finish talking. Look, I'm telling you.
Talk. 10 minutes.
You gotta get it out.
Y'all.
For real.
Alright. So look, this is what we gonna do. Cause you coming back.
Okay.
You coming back and you gonna be on time next time. Y'all, she coming back and she gonna be on time.
I will be on time next time. Or either I'm gonna have a time limit that don't exist at the end. That's how we gonna do that.
So look, we gonna go ahead and get this. We gonna go into my favorite part of the show, right? Right now. Your top 4.
Top 4 what?
You a cook.
Mm-hmm.
Your top 4 restaurants, local deals you like to do in the city of New Orleans when you go eat, where you and your husband say, this how I go to. Top 4 restaurants in the city of New Orleans, all by Toya.
This is the thing. I don't have 4. I'm a person that if I catch on to a thing that I like, I just do that and I don't go outside of it.
What that is?
Niao's.
Okay.
I took my mama to Niao's. And my mama can fucking burn. You hear me?
Right,
She
right.
can cook. I took her to Niao's. We took her to Niao's. And when she ate the food, I said, Mom, when you taste the cornbread dressing, just taste the dressing. And she did like this, and she sat back. She said, "That tastes like my dress." And I said, "I know. That's why I brought you here, because I want you to tear me up." Neows and Ruth Chris.
I got that.
But I can eat at Neows all of the time. And whenever somebody asks me what, and some of the spots that are more trendy now, that are popping, I've never tried them. I just...
Well, you need to go try one of them then, Toya.
You know, it depends on how I feel. And what I feel like, you know, even with going places, I try not to go places unless I really, really, really have to. I like to conserve my energy a lot and kind of tuck away in my little hubble of love. So because they have moments like this, like I tucked away for months and months and months and didn't post anything about food because I knew that when the book launched or when I get busy, I've followed the track record of my life. When I get busy, I'm so busy that even like everything is spinning and I'm always giving out so much energy.
I got you.
You know, so
that's
that's why I tuck away. But the places I do feel comfortable with going repeatedly, Neows. Never been disappointed. Not an ounce of seasoning off. I've never been mad at the waitress. You just feel good about tipping them. Like, you know.
y'all doing y'all thing.
I just love it.
Guess what? Y'all always on the top food.
Always. Better be.
Y'all always on the top food. Y'all
Better
doing
be.
y'all thing. So look, where can we get the book from? When is the book coming out? I know you did the signing a couple days ago. Right?
No, that was a literary event.
Okay.
So the actual event is going to be February 7th for the release at the NOLA Art Bar, the Baldwin.
With my boy, y'all heard it. Downtown, Elysian Fields, the NOLA Art Bar. Go ahead, on Elysian Fields.
And it's available everywhere, actually, even down to places like Books A Million. It's sold worldwide. So anywhere you can pop in with a cookbook, that they sell cookbooks, you'll find this book. So
look, and it got soul in it. I'm talking about soul. Y'all go check this out.
I even got fried egg and rice on the back.
Oh, you can't. You can't miss that. Go check the book out. Get the book. Grab the book. Grab the book. Man, look. Y'all, this was a dope interview. I really enjoyed hanging out with you, Toya. Thank you so much. This was fun. This was fun. You need to come back.
Yeah,
I know you coming back.
For sure.
This one mine, so don't ask. But anyway, man, look. Tell the people where they can reach you at.
ToyaBoudy.com/book, ToyaBoudy.com/events. And you can always find me on social media, Toya Boudy, Boudy, anywhere. And that's that, for the most part.
So y'all look, man.
Let that stuff soak in what I said.
Yeah.
Let that stuff soak in.
No.
I can't wait for it to start
No.
murmuring tonight.
You gotta think about this. I'm gonna probably look at this about 20 times with getting out the best of the best of it. You know what I'm saying? So
I can't wait.
It's gonna be so damn.
Because that's what made me form, honestly, that train of thought, thinking about it that way. It made me form better bonds with my family members to really understand where people are and where people love from. You know, finding out that, and sometimes people love from their area where their love, this is their pain, and their love goes through that. So it just seems abrasive. It seems like it's not existent. It seems like whatever, when really they don't have a free flow.
Right.
They just doing this, and this is the trauma that they're going through.
Right.
That's the problem a lot of times. And once you start really combing that back, and like I tell people all the time, we did with our parents, a lot of our parents got it out the mud. You know, like my daddy talks about when he got egged outside the Magnolia Project. My mama talks about, she grew up on South Robinson. My mama talked about how she couldn't go into places with her fro sometimes. Like you could, you know, like, so there's an enormous amount of pain that our parents had to parent through, that we have to look at them. I tell people all the time, stop and look at your damn mom and dad as a human. And not as a grown woman, thinking about being a wife, having a career, you know, and then raising children and stuff like that too, and trying to heal and all that kind of stuff all the time. I couldn't imagine my mama. You know how hard that is when you think about what your parents really was living through? And you just like, it's easy for us to be cocky and say, well, there's no excuses. I would never do this and I would never do that. Come the fuck on. Call me when your kids start unraveling what they felt was wrong about you, okay? Call me then. You know, like, give some grace.
Look,
We all trying. We all trying.
That's all she gonna leave y'all with.
We trying.
She gonna leave y'all with.
I hope my kids see this one day and see I was trying.
She gonna leave y'all with that. Man, once again, my girl Toya. She came sit on the porch. Man, thank you so much. I really
Thank you for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
No, man.
I like what you're doing.
Thank
I
you.
like what you're doing, man. That's why I came. I like what you're doing.
Look, thank you. Go get the book. It's awesome. This one mine. Nobody can have it. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see y'all Monday, man, when we drop this show. Monday, we out this thing, Toya. Appreciate it.
Bye.